This is part 6 of the family reunion. Now, where we left off at, Lil Kenny, Lachelle, Big Kenny, SJ, Stacy, and now Tim are on a hunt looking for denim, and they are in the church parking lot. They knocked on the door, no one answered. Tim pulled up, and now the church doors have opened. And looky. And coming out the church doors was Miss Maxine, the church secretary. Now, mind you, it's 11:45 at night. Ain't no Bible study going on. Fuck Miss Maxine doing? She comes over to the crowd and she said, "What's going on?" As she see Lil Kenny crying, she put her hand on his shoulder and rub it slow and say, "Baby, are you okay?" So Lachelle stepped up and said, "Miss Maxine, we looking for denim. Have you seen her?" She said, "Denim? I'm sorry, who's the denim?" Lil Kenny said, "My girlfriend, the one who recently had the baby shower is." Maxine says, "Oh no, I haven't seen anyone. I'm the only one in the church doing some last minute work for the missionary board." Stacy replied, "Can I use the bathroom?" Miss Maxine said, "Sure. It's on the first level to the left." So as Stacy walked away, Lachelle started to engage in a conversation with Miss Maxine. "Miss Maxine, you know who truck that is?" "Yeah. Those two nice little boys, I let them park here because their tags are dead. And they can't park on the street because, you know, the city will take their car. Plus, they work for the church. They do good work around here. So we try to help our people out the best way we know how to." So Lachelle replied, "That's nice." Meanwhile, in the church, Stacy don't really got a pee. She just want to snoop around. So as she's walking towards the bathroom, she hears some noises coming from the basement area. Now, as Stacy is walking towards the basement door, she turned around real quick because she could have sworn somebody was behind her, and she's hoping her mind ain't playing tricks on her. So she immediately pulled out her phone and texted Lachelle, said, "Hey, I just heard some noise in the basement. I'm about to go down there. If I don't come out in 10 minutes, y'all come to fuck in here." Lachelle's phone goes off, bing. She picks it up and she looked at it and she read the text. And she texts back, "Okay." So Stacy now is approaching the door. She walked down the first step. She walked down the second step. And before she can touch the third step, someone pushed Stacy from behind and she tumbles down the stairs. But as Stacy was pushed, she screamed, "Ah!" And she didn't close the front door behind her, so they heard her scream. So everybody that was in the parking lot, they took off running to find out what happened to Stacy. So they running towards the church stairs, up the stairs, through the door. The first person in the front is SJ. Stacy done tumbled down the stairs, but she's still conscious. And when she looked up, she see denim right there, tied up at the feet and the hands with a handkerchief around her mouth. Stacy quickly get to her feet because she see denim right there, tied up at her legs, and her hands is behind her with the handkerchief around her mouth. She's laying on her side, and Stacy is trying to hurry up and get to her because she's crying and she's weeping because she's 6 months pregnant. By this time, Lil Kenny, Big Kenny, Lachelle, SJ, and Tim is all now in the basement, rushing to denim need. Now, Lil Kenny and Stacy is untying denim. SJ and Big Kenny is standing on the left side. Tim is standing on the right side. And Lachelle is standing in front of the stairs they just came down, stuck in disbelief. And soon as they untied denim, Lil Kenny is hugging, kissing, and loving and rejoicing that he found his baby. And at that very moment, they hear the clicking sounds of 9mm. One to SJ head and one to Big Kenny head. Lachelle screams, "No!" Stacy screams, "No!" Lil Kenny says, "What the fuck?" And Tim drew both of his guns, pointing to the dudes who got guns to Big Kenny and SJ head. And those dudes are Greg and John. Coming down the stairs in a creepy voice saying, "Guns, guns, guns." It's Miss Maxine coming up behind Lachelle and pushing her from her neck to the floor. "Get over there, bitch." Stacy replied, "Miss Maxine, we in church." Miss Maxine replied, "Perfect for the funeral." This sweet little lady that we all met is now the devil. Lil Kenny is holding denim tight. Lachelle is screaming, "What is going on?" Miss Maxine done raised that gun from her hip and pointed at Lil Kenny's forehead and said, "Get off my granddaughter." That bitch Stacy said, "Granddaughter?" Lil Kenny still didn't let her go. Lachelle like, "Lil Kenny, back up, please. Please. I told you I don't want to lose you." Denim crying and breathing hard. "Miss, I told you I don't know what you're talking about. I'm not your granddaughter. What are you talking about?" So Stacy replied, "Yeah, you ain't the grandmother. The grandmother named Bethany. You ain't Bethany." Miss Maxine said, "Actually, I am Bethany M. Johnson. Maxine's my middle name." Then she continued by saying, "See, you took my son away from me. Then you think you're gonna take my granddaughter? See, we all wouldn't even be here if it wasn't for Timothy. Tim holding the two guns like, what are y'all talking about? I don't got shit to do with this, but I ain't going down like this. Miss Maxine continues by saying, sure you do, Timothy. Sure you do. And as she was talking, coming from the shadows of the corner of the basement, was Nalia. So now Tim is even more confused. He's like, babe, what the fuck you doing here? I thought you had to work. Maxine replies, this is work. See, what you people didn't know is that Nalia was pregnant by my son. Her two brothers told your loudmouth friend, but you didn't listen to her. So Timothy's rage wasn't just to revenge his mother. It was because my good-looking son impregnated the girl that took his virginity. And at the time she got pregnant, she was still dating Timothy. Timothy got jealous and told her to get an abortion. When I heard about the abortion, I stepped in. Timothy was in jail, so he didn't know what was going on. I told her put the baby up for adoption and give her to my daughter. So I have to revenge my son because those dumb kids of mine who I've been financially taking care of all their life seem to not be able to handle the job. So Denham says, hold up, I'm confused. If Andre is my father, who is my father? Well, who you thought your father was my son, Tony. My daughter Teresa and my son Tony, they only had one job: to raise you and kill her. Bitch, and looked at Lachey. So now, Timothy is lowering his guns. So you didn't get an abortion? You had the baby? She gave me $30,000. And when I took it, I was told never to speak on this ever again. And then when I seen her and how beautiful she is, I couldn't help but to bust out crying. And that's why I had to step in and tell her to get your shit together. Just like I had to meet your brothers at the grocery store and told them to get up out of here before they blow the cover, because I wanted this moment to be special. Miss Maxine continued, I tried to send you gifts, flowers from his grave, and pictures of his family. I wanted to welcome my granddaughter home. The room is in complete silence. Tim got his head down with his guns pointing to the floor, tears just falling down his face. Lachelle is laid on Lil Kenny's leg as he's holding Denham tight. SJ is just shaking his head. Big Kenny is just shaking his head. Stacy is just looking at that bitch. And Nalia can't stop crying. At this very moment, Miss Maxine started walking towards the stairs. She get to the stairs and she turned her back facing the stairs. She take her gun and she raised it and she pointed towards Denham and Little Kenny. Little Kenny screaming, no, 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 no. Now, right before Maxine pulled the trigger, she looks around the room and she say to everybody, welcome to the family reunion.